The Cup Series race Sunday night may have stolen the show this past weekend, but the Xfinity and truck races featured more than their fair share of spicy post-race quotes. What does it mean to wreck the dog out of someone? How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to Out of the Groove. I was wrong Sunday night. I said that the Coke 600 this weekend had everything. That's not exactly true. While there were some tempers on the track, I know Ricky Stenhouse and Kevin Harvick were kind of upset with each other during a caution period, there weren't a lot of tempers that spilled over after the race. Well, except there was that one fan that needed to be tackled on pit road. But none of the drivers got into it. None of those on-track disputes spilled over onto pit road or into the garage area afterwards. The Xfinity Series and the Truck Series, however, earlier in the weekend, did feature some spillage. We're gonna react to some heated Truck and Xfinity Series exchanges, as well as some spicy sound bites and quotes. We'll talk trucks in a second, but let's begin with Noah Gragson getting into it with Jeb Burton Saturday afternoon. I wasn't at the race this weekend, but reporters like Noah Lewis, also frontstretch.com, who were there on the ground, were able to get clips, videos, and some sound bites from both Jeb Burton and Noah Gragson on pit road and in the garage after the checkered flag. You've probably seen some of these clips already, so I'll just read you guys the quotes, especially some of the quotes coming from Jeb Burton, driver of the number 27 car. During a heated exchange with Gragson, Burton said, "Who the F do you think you are, dude?" Gragson turned to walk away. Burton followed him into the garage. Watching the clips, I couldn't quite make out what Gragson said, but Burton responded with, "I'll wreck the dog F out of you." Gragson replies, "All right, bring it. You think I'm scared of you?" And then it's hard to tell, but it sounds like Gragson says something about, winning races. And Burton responds, "Yeah, because you get a blank check. I don't effing have that." A few moments later, reporter Noah Lewis got a quick quote from Noah Gragson. He didn't have much to say. He said, "I focus on guys who win races." Man, Noah Gragson was doing such a good job this year. He's gotten into fistfights with drivers the last couple years, like Harrison Burton, like Daniel Hemrick. This year so far, he'd been a pretty good boy. He might have made his way onto Santa's nice list for once. But an Xfinity Series season wouldn't be complete without Noah Gragson getting into some sort of heated exchange with a fellow driver. Look, to find out why the two were in each other's faces, we obviously have to go back to the race itself. We have to see what they did to each other on track. And we didn't have to look too far to find it. Jeb Burton posted the clip himself, the clip of the on-track incident he was upset about. And in this clip, you're watching it with me, this is an onboard of Jeb Burton. Noah Gragson goes to the inside, tries to pull off an aggressive slide job. He has to lift to avoid getting into the outside wall, which forces Burton to make a quick crossover move, get back to his inside and pass him. Eventually, Gragson did get past Burton, and in the very next corner, Jeb Burton basically lifted Noah Gragson's rear tires off the ground. As you can see, almost spun the 9 car completely around. A good save. Now, Jeb Burton did say on Twitter, and he was replying to a lot of fans Saturday afternoon and evening on Twitter, he did say that Noah Gragson first came up to him, probably upset about his rear tires being lifted off the ground. So according to Burton at least, he didn't seek out Gragson. Gragson came up to him. Here's my view of it, and granted, I'm not a race car driver, I've never been a race car driver, but I have watched a lot of racing, and I've seen a lot of slide jobs attempted at asphalt tracks like Charlotte Motor Speedway. And from my view, I don't see anything wrong with what Noah Gragson did on track. Yeah, that's an aggressive way to try and make a pass on someone. But, I saw worse slide job attempts in the Cup race Sunday night, and they didn't lead to this kind of confrontation. So I don't really understand why Jeb Burton is so upset over that move. I saw the clip and I thought, oh, there must have been something else that Gragson did to piss him off, right? That can't be it. But I guess that is. That's the clip Jeb Burton chose to post to defend his emotions. I don't get it. To me, that slide job move does not justify nearly wrecking a guy going into turn 1 at 190 miles an hour. So if Gragson did come up and confront Burton after the race, I think he's well within his right to do so. I'd probably be a little frustrated as well. That seemed reckless, to say the least. Coming from a veteran, Jeb Burton is a veteran at this point. He's been racing for a while now. I'd be frustrated too if I was Noah Gragson. Look, I have criticized Noah countless times on this show for past incidents. The whole deal with Hemrick last year, I feel like Gragson was pretty much entirely in the wrong. I thought him throwing punches at Harrison Burton was childish. But in this instance, I'm having a hard time criticizing Noah Gragson. I don't think he really did anything wrong on track, and off track, he seemed to be the one kind of sort of trying to diffuse the situation. Yeah, I'm probably giving him too much credit for that. He was still engaging with Burton even though he was walking away. He was still chirping back and forth. Gragson has a reputation at this point. It's one I hope he eventually is able to grow out of. But if I have to pick a side on this issue, I will lean towards Gragson's side. I feel like Burton's probably overreacting to the whole incident just a little bit. That's just my take. Share your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you think Gragson was in the right to go confront Burton, allegedly? Do you think Burton took it too far? Do you think the way he behaved on track was too far? Share your thoughts down in the comment section below. Next, let's talk about the truck race Friday night. Carson Hocevar was on his way to his first ever NASCAR Camping World Truck Series win, driving for Nice Motorsports. He's been close a number of times this year, but a late race caution set up a late race restart. He was side by side with Ryan Preece, who's running a part-time Truck Series schedule in a DGR truck. They went into turn 1 side by side on the restart. Hocevar slipped up a little and ended up squeezing Preece into the fence a little bit, slowed both of them down. Then in 3 and 4, Hocevar got even looser and spun around, collecting Preece, damaging Preece's truck in the process. Neither driver won the race, of course. Ross Chastain swooped in to nab the Truck Series win. And after the race, Ryan Preece had a lesson he wanted to teach the young race car drivers of America.
All you kids watching right now, wanting to get to this level, don't do that. Race with respect. Don't wreck the guy on the outside of you trying to win your first race. It doesn't get you anywhere. That's just stupid. It's just really stupid.
Carson Hocevar, 19-year-old driver, did take the blame for the incident for what it's worth. I thought handled himself very maturely post-race, but things spilled over a little bit into Saturday afternoon when Ryan Preece spun out during Cup Series practice, and Carson Hocevar tweeted a reply, "Don't do that," using Ryan Preece's own words against him. Look, I like Ryan Preece and Carson Hocevar a lot. I think Preece is great. I think he's going to be a Cup Series driver for SHR in the next couple of years. He'll be in position to win Cup Series races before long, and I think Carson Hocevar, only 19 years old, has all the talent in the world, has his entire career in front of him, and I think sky's the limit. I remember first hearing about Carson Hocevar when he drove Jordan Anderson's truck at Eldora a few years ago. It was like, who's this tall 16-year-old in Jordan's truck? Ever since then, he's been on my radar. He's been great for Nice this year. He's in position to make the playoffs as things stand currently, but he's still looking for that first win. Look, Hocevar has been very close to winning, and if not for that late race caution, he likely does win at Charlotte this weekend. But he didn't get a great restart. He ran out of racetrack coming off of turn 2, and then made another mistake getting into 3. I mean, yeah, Preece was down on his door, getting him a little sideways, but that's the kind of thing you need to expect on a restart at Charlotte in a NASCAR truck or car, and Hocevar lost the handle and spun out. So I think Preece has every right to be frustrated, and I actually like hearing sort of a veteran driver. I mean, he's not full-time, but he's won in trucks, he's won in Xfinity, he has raced full-time Cup before, so he's a veteran compared to Carson Hocevar at least. I do like hearing a driver preach respect. I've said on this show many times in the last year or two that I think respectful racing has become more and more a thing of the past, and I think some of that should make a return. I don't want the art of respectful, clean racing to die. So I appreciate Ryan Preece saying something. I also respect Carson Hocevar for owning up to the incident after the race Friday night. He didn't need to make that tweet Saturday afternoon. It was funny, it was hilarious, whatever, but come on, that's a 19-year-old tweet if you ask me. I don't expect a 19-year-old to, brush everything off his shoulder, but tweets like that aren't going to earn you any respect points with the veteran driver class. Maybe that doesn't mean much to Carson Hocevar. Maybe that really isn't that important in the grand scheme of things, but I think it's important. So don't know if he needed to make that tweet, but I'm glad he at least owned up to the mistake Friday night. Look, Preece has made mistakes as well. Every driver has made mistakes as well. They've been too aggressive, they've overstepped, they've crossed that line. But I still think it's good when they say something, when they speak up and say, hey, that kind of racing shouldn't be accepted. That's my reaction to Friday night's incident. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think Ryan Preece's comments were a little too far out of line? Do you like Hocevar poking the bear on Twitter? Share your thoughts, share your comments down below. Now that's gonna do it for this episode. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We talk NASCAR news, we react to races, rumors, and much, much more every single day here on Out of the Groove. I couldn't do the show without my Patreon supporters as well. Really appreciate your support each and every month. It really goes a long way. We'll be back very soon. Lots to talk about this week before a couple of new tracks. Gateway for the Cup Series and Portland for the Xfinity Series. Can't wait. I will see y'all again real soon. Have a great rest of your day.